you're tired of carrying around that uncomfortable heavy backpack, I promise you are going to love this one. Welcome back, guys and gals. As always, my name is Matt. This channel is all about hiking and backpacking. We talk a ton of gear here. If any of that interests you guys, click on the subscribe button over there. Winter is finally coming to an end. Spring is here. And I'm sure, like myself, you guys are out there stoked, jacked, getting ready for these summer backpacking trips. Some of you guys might be wondering, how do I get a lighter backpack? I got a bunch of real simple, easy tips we're going to talk about today that's going to help you drop the weight in your backpack. We're going to dive right into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is cataloging your gear. Myself personally, I use a site called lighterpack.com. I absolutely love how easy it is to organize and kind of break down each different little section of your gear. I find for myself that really helps, so I can see how much I'm carrying for my cook kit, how much I'm carrying for my extra clothes, how much I'm carrying for my sleep system, etc., etc. So yeah, cataloging your gear tends to help, and honestly, I don't really see a whole lot of people doing it. I think it's probably the best way to start out when it comes to dropping the weight in your kit. So I'd suggest take an afternoon, get all your gear out, weigh everything individually, write it all down, fill it out on the site. It'll break it down for you. That way you can have a real visual representation of what you're carrying in your kit and start breaking it down, getting that lighter backpack for those more enjoyable trips. Next, we're going to talk about one of the most important parts of a backpacking trip, which is hydration. Biggest key to ditching weight when it comes to hydration, getting rid of these things. Now, obviously, everybody probably has a Nalgene bottle. I use Nalgene bottles every single day. This is like the only thing that I drink water out of at my house. I refill these all the time. For winter backpacking trips, I think they're essential. When it comes to spring and summer backpacking trips, ditch the freaking Nalgene bottles. These things weigh 7 ounces on their own. You ditch the Nalgene and you go with one of these. Now, obviously, it doesn't have to be a Gatorade bottle. This is just what I have to show you guys. I know a lot of people use the 1 liter smart bottles. That's usually what I go with in the summertime, but I don't actually have a 1 liter smart bottle with me, but I do have an empty Gatorade bottle. Like I said, the Nalgene bottle is 7 ounces on its own. This Gatorade bottle, 710 milliliters, weighs 1 ounce. So your 6 ounce weight savings. 1 liter smart bottles are about 1.5 ounces, 1.25 ounces. So I mean, 3 ounces for 2 1 liter bottles as opposed to 14 ounces. To me, that's a no-brainer. Ditch the freaking Nalgenes, start cutting that weight. Next thing we're going to talk about, maybe a little bit controversial, and it may rub some people the wrong way, but it comes to your first aid kits. Now, the first thing I'm going to suggest with the first aid kit, get rid of the storage bag that your first aid kits generally come into if you had those store-bought ones. Or, like this is literally a canvas first aid kit bag that I used to carry for years. This pouch alone weighs 4 ounces. Ditch the case that your first aid kit comes in. Throw it in a simple Ziploc freezer bag. It makes it see-through. It makes it really easy to see where your stuff is so you're not digging around for it. For one, I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer right on its own. You can see where every single thing is laid out in your first aid kit. But also, like, breaking down your first aid kit. Being smart about it. If you're going out for, say, a 2 or 3 night backpacking trip, do you need 36 Band-Aids in your first aid kit? Probably not. Do you need an entire bottle of Tylenol? Probably not. I've got all my pills and stuff broken down here into one small little tiny Ziploc bag that's got, a couple Tylenol, a couple Advil, a couple Tums. Just break down your first aid kit. You don't really need to be carrying a massive first aid kit for a simple weekend backpacking trip. Sticking with the same idea of ditching the ridiculous carry case your first aid kit comes in, start getting rid of your stuff sacks. Stuff sacks for your quilt, gone. Compression sacks, gone. Stop using dry bags. If you're worried about your gear getting wet, go down to your local like Home Depot or whatever, Menards, Lowe's, Rona, whatever it is that you've got local to you. Pick up a bag of the contractor grade garbage bags. Get the extra large size or the large size, whichever size you figure is going to fit in your backpack, and use that as a pack liner. I've been using this specific contractor grade garbage bag for the last 3 years in my backpack. It just permanently lives in there. Anything that I want to keep dry goes inside this. You roll the top shut. None of your stuff is going to get wet. You're not going swimming in a backpacking trip. This is going to protect you from rain. It's going to keep all your gear dry. You guys honestly would be surprised if you start weighing out all the stuff sacks and all the dry bags and all the compression sacks you're carrying in your backpack and realize how much weight that actually adds up. My good friend Devin tells me all the time, ounces equal pounds and pounds equal pain. And I'm not joking. At one point, guys, I was carrying 2 pounds of compression sacks, dry bags, and redundant stuff sacks. I switched out to this. This guy here weighs 4 ounces. Would you rather carry 2 pounds of stuff sacks or 4 ounces? Personally, I'm going to go with the 4 ounces. If you're kind of starting to catch on to my theme here, my philosophy when it comes to my backpacking gear is carry what you need. This used to be my cook pot for single night backpacking trips, for 4-day backpacking trips, for week-long backpacking trips. This is the absolutely bomb-proof stainless steel MSR Alpine kit. But do you really need a 2-liter cook pot on a weekend backpacking trip? If you're going out by yourself, absolutely not. Now, if you're going out and say you're using a communal pot to boil water for an entire group of people, sure, something like this is perfect. But this thing is freaking heavy. Eventually, I broke myself down and I went to this. This is my Tokes 1200 milliliter cook pot. Now, like I said, carry what you need. In a summer backpacking trip, have I ever boiled more than 500 milliliters of water at a time? No, I personally have not. Now, I've got myself down to a Tokes 550 mil titanium cook pot. Not only is this saving me a ton of weight, this is also saving a ton of pack space as well. Saving pack space like this is huge because it enables you to go with a smaller pack. A smaller pack is generally going to go lighter. Smaller cook pots is definitely another great way to shave some weight in your backpack. If you guys are like me and you don't like being absolutely like disgusting rank out on the trail and you want to carry deodorant with you, I know a lot of people will carry those little like travel size deodorant sticks. Those are heavy and bulky. What I do, I take an empty chapstick tube, cut a little bit of deodorant off the top of your deodorant at home, melt it down, put in your little empty chapstick tube. There you go. Carry that for your deodorant. This guy here weighs an ounce. This will last me for a week-long backpacking trip, no problem, putting deodorant on every morning. So yeah, if you guys want to roast me and call me a trail princess because I like smelling good on trail, give her. It doesn't really bother me, but yeah. If you guys are like me and you like carrying deodorant on the trail, chapstick tube makes a great way to shave some weight in your backpack. Next thing we're going to talk about for helping you guys shave some weight in your backpack, get yourself a dog. Juan and Remy have been known to carry my cook pot and my first aid kit and other small stuff with me when they come on with me on the backpacking trips. So, you know, getting a 4-legged hiking companion is definitely a great way to help shave some weight in your backpacking kit. But what I'm going to do for you guys, up here, I'm going to put a link to my playlist with a whole bunch of different hiking tips for you guys. So if you guys want to go check that one out, that would be awesome. But as always, guys, I'm Matty. Thank you all so dang much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.